So schema.org, it's basically a data structure that organizes your page's key information into easily extractable metadata. This is a lot of what LLMs are pulling from, is this schema.org information or metadata in the title of the, kind of the header tags of your site that maybe aren't appearing necessarily on the page. So this is really what those tools have to interact with. It's not the live content, but the actual files on your site that they can pull from. So this is a structure that people use commonly to just list out the basic info about page content. You can also use this to try and indicate to not just LLMs, but search engines, what kind of content this actually is. So this one, for example, was typed as a how-to right under the schema.org headline there. It's typed as a how-to piece of content. That helps surface that this is it's a support piece. It's a how-to, it's a guide. And so it's more likely to show up in searches that are related to that. This is all easily crawlable by both search engines and LLMs and used to pull in search snippets. So it's just generally a nice idea to have schema.org in place on your site and to try and indicate to those tools what kind of content you have. Now, it doesn't mean you need it in every case, but for certain structured kinds of content, this is something that can be really, really valuable. There's a lot of different types that are supported, so all of these can be pulled into Google as a featured snippet that will be elevated up the page and kind of given its own area. So you can tag something as an article or a data set. You can tag something as an event, that this content is related to an event, and then it will be pulled into a list of events that may be pulled in as a search feature. So having this structure in place can be really valuable, and it's also data that LLMs can crawl. So you're hitting both sources, search engine optimization and data at the same time. This is something that's been present for a while. This has existed on the web for a long time, so you may already have this in place. But if you're specifically looking to capture the most from LLMs, it's a great place to make sure that you're kind of in the right spot and that you have this buttoned up as much as you can. Another thing I wanted to touch on briefly, there was for a while a type of schema, so similar to schema.org, a structure that you could add to sites that was called LLMs.txt. This was an attempt to create a set of data that LLMs could reference. So it was just providing some site content and saying like, hey, here's what I'm willing to give you as the site's creator. Only crawl this and nothing else. This is what you can use. So it was an attempt to create an attached bit of data to every page. It was a structure that was gaining popularity for a while, and certainly creators really liked the idea of being able to select what ChatGPT could actually see on the page. The problem with this is that essentially all tools, search engines, LLMs, everything, completely ignore this file. I have a colleague who did a test of this on his own. His server logs showed that no one had accessed their LLMs.txt file or any of the data within it. Not an LLM tool, not a search engine, nobody. So the problem with these structures is that other tools have to decide that they're worth using. There's no real incentive for ChatGPT to engage with this when they can get all of the data already, and they don't have to really respect that. That may change in future. Privacy laws are shifting, certainly. We just saw the law in California get passed that's changing how web users interact with privacy controls. So I do think there may be some concern in future about the data that LLMs pull in. And, obviously there's the concern about copyright that exists. But right now, this structure, while it's a nice idea, is not useful. So if you hear anything about it, it's not really doing anything at the moment. That said, it's a space to watch because there may be schema in future that does do this that they start using.